Morning clouds give way to sunshine. High temperature tomorrow, 89 degrees. So what we'll see after the drizzle moves out is temperatures warm up quickly, and we see temperatures soar to the upper 80s tomorrow, could hit 90 on Friday, and then we wait for those rain chances to increase. How about a 50% chance Sunday and a 70% chance Monday? I don't think severe storms, but there could be some strong ones. Here's how it could play out. Early Monday, cold front pushing through, accompanied by a round of showers and storms. Some areas could pick up as much as an inch or more of rain if this all comes together. It's still not set in stone, but boy, do we need that rain. We've got the wind, we've got the warmth. Will we get the drizzle for yet another day? Last night, a lot of people were celebrating the end to the dry streak. Unfortunately, it accumulated to a total of 0.03 inches, 2 100ths before midnight, 1 100th after midnight. And here we are, still stuck in the drought as much as ever. And no, it did not wipe away the pollen. The oak count wasn't as high, but it is still high. And incidentally enough, you probably all need a car wash because of the yellow that has accumulated since that drizzle. Here's where we're standing. We've got the humidity in place. We're going to have enough moisture for some patchy drizzle, not as widespread, won't last as long tomorrow, and probably even to a lesser extent Friday and Saturday. The real rainmaker will be courtesy of our next cold front coming through. At this point, I think early Monday, Sunday night into Monday, that's when we have that best rain bet. Temperatures right now across the board in the balmy 70s. In fact, overnight lows, I think, will be in the low 70s when you walk out the door in the morning. Plus, we've got that persistent wind out of the south, breezy at times. Tomorrow, we'll see gusts to 20. Hey, how's it going? It's Chicago Windler, and I have to say, I know it's super late, but I'm hoping you guys can help me out. I thought it would be fun if you could see Skipper Cam. He's right here. That's my foot. So I actually picked up an extra camera so that you can see Skipper while he's sleeping next to me. He's actually not totally sleeping. Let's say hi to Skipper. Skipper, how you doing? How's it going? You see him? There he is. Yes. Now he wants to come and be part of the show. I'm going to fix it. Yes. I will get all the kisses and everything. So anyway, I thought you guys would appreciate seeing the dual camera view. How are you guys doing? Thank you so much for checking in. Please let me know. I did some tweaking on kind of like the audio. Let me know if you're hearing me okay. All that good stuff. You know, you get the two camera views, so you get to see Skippy and all. Dixie, hello, how are you? Get to see Skipper in all his glory. Meanwhile, Ewok is already asleep in his crate downstairs. So you just get one doggy. You don't get both of them. One doggy, not both of them. Oh, Dixie says an echo. Okay, so let's see if I can troubleshoot this. Thank you for letting me know. My guess is the echo might be because that says audio none. Let me check the next one. That one says audio input. That should be okay. Let me just check. Okay, I just changed one setting. Let me know if that is better. If you're getting just one or if the echo is still doing its thing. So I just changed one little setting. See if that makes a difference. All right, in the meantime, let's get to it. Skippy, are you going to hang out there? Yeah, he's going to hang out there. Okay, let's put the Skippy Cam back on so he can sleep while we chat. All right, again, I don't know if the audio situation is going to be figured out with this, so I appreciate your feedback because I'm kind of testing this. So, as it stands, I think we're only live on... Okay, so Hanson says echo and music. Brad's got echo as well, and the comments are not showing up there either from... We're seeing Facebook comments, but we're not seeing... we're seeing YouTube comments, but we're not seeing these Facebook ones. So I was afraid of this. I'm not streaming to the CBS Austin page just for this exact reason, because I figured you guys could help me out, and I didn't want to embarrass myself in front of all of the CBS Austin folks. Okay, so let's see. That audio needs to be set to none, which it is, and basically because the fact that I have two cameras going at the same time, I need to make sure one of them says none and the other one says audio. So let's see. I'm going to move this one away and toggle that off. All right, can you tell me, are you hearing anything now? Because I actually turned off one of the audios. And I'm curious if that means that the echo is gone or if it's still going. So let me know what you're hearing now. Okay, something's still not right with the audio. Okay, thank you, Dixie. I appreciate your feedback. Brad says echo. Okay, so with that one, I turned off this microphone altogether. Let me go back to my settings. This one says audio input is none, which is correct. And so this one should be using the microphone that I'm wearing. Okay, so now, did that help? So kind of a fuzzy and an echo. Okay. So now I changed another setting. Let me know what you're hearing now and if it's still echoing. By the way, Dixie, thank you so much for your help. I appreciate it. And Dixie says "and" with an asterisk. I don't know what that is. Brad says no. Okay, so it's not better. All right. Brad, nice to hear from you, by the way. Thank you for checking in tonight. Skippy moved on me here. Let's see if I can get him. There we go. Oh, hold on. I got to do it this way. There, we get the Skippy sleeping cam. So in a perfect world, still echoing, says Dixie. Okay, thank you so much for your feedback. So in a perfect world, okay, let's see if I do that. Let me know now what you're getting. So I have one microphone turned off altogether. I have another microphone that I just changed one more setting just to see what that would happen. And the other one is set to no audio at all. So this one has microphone set. Oh, but it keeps on switching. Okay, I think that's what the problem is. It keeps on switching instead of locking in. So maybe that's the issue. There's got to be a way that I can lock in the audio. All right, I'm going to set this one to none. And hopefully that will stay. So that shows no audio. And then let's go to the other one. And I'm going to change this one to the microphone and the system sound. Okay, so I just did one more tweak. Let me know if it's still bad. You realize the only way I can test this when I have getting pigs. So that's why I was like, you know what, if you do this at 1 in the morning, then nobody's going to get mad at me. Hopefully, because you guys are probably up being insomniacs, right? Okay. So let me know. Okay, so I think I killed audio altogether because I can't even see my captions going. All right, so let's see. No audio. Oh, Brad says echo. Okay. So that didn't solve it. Okay. Why is there an echo? It should be that I can turn on my microphone altogether on one setting and make it stick. So right now it looks like it's trying to do dual audio, but I keep on telling it to do single audio. Ew, I just had an idea. Okay. I think I have an idea. What if I do that? Okay. So now I show, instead of turning off the audio, what I did was I've turned it to no audio. Let's see if that does the trick. Let me know if you're still getting an echo. Oh no, Dixie says lots of echoes now. Okay, so I'm getting worse and it's getting better. Danny says this reverb, howdy, sidekicks, causing reverbs, are they? I'm trying to do something fun. Echo says, so Brad still an echo. Okay, so let's see, that is showing microphone working and system sound. And we go to the other side. You guys are so patient. I can't even tell you how much I appreciate it. Other setting webcam. It keeps on going back and forth. It should be once I set it, it should just go away. All right. So I'm setting to none for audio input. And it's on none and it's on no volume. So somehow I need to get it to stay that way instead of reverting back. So it shows none for audio, and it shows zero volume on that particular channel. All right. And that's this one. I should even like. Okay, so the host webcam was one of them, and it's set to no audio. Now let me go check the other one. Brad, can you try to reset it all? This is so weird. It doesn't let me set one to zero audio and then stay that way. And if I hit refresh, let me see what this one's going to hit refresh. All right, so I just hit refresh on one of them. And it just reverts back to my microphone and not system sound on that channel. Bummer. I was hoping there would be a way that I could set it to where it didn't do sound on one camera. Because doesn't that make sense that I should be able to have one camera where it doesn't pull sound and the other camera where it does pull sound? So weird. Oh well. Meanwhile, you can see the 7-day forecast. We're not even doing a real forecast. This is just me playing. Huh. So it won't let me stick it to no audio. Which is really weird. I should be able to say no audio and have it apply to that. Maybe it's because I've got it linked. Let me see what I can do. All right, I'm going to unlink it. So that way it's just let's see. Danny says most of the live music have capital. Oh, echoing in the room. You're so funny. I appreciate that. Okay, if I do this, I think that okay. So I took the Skippy camera off. When I take the Skippy camera off, does that make the echo go away? Because if that makes it better, then we know that because the dual camera setup is causing the havoc. So I'll wait to see if anybody responds. No Skippy camera, and do we have audio issues still? Let me know. Brad says it's still there. You're kidding me. Okay. Now I'm getting mad. All right, what if... So without his camera active, okay, so I'm so confused. Okay, I'm going to turn one thing off, and it should make my audio go away altogether. Okay, so now that took my camera off, and I think it took my audio off as well. Let's see. Did it work? That is the question. Oh, interesting. Okay, so my audio is still going even though my camera is off. What is going on, you guys? This is the weirdest thing. Okay, so now that both of my cameras are off, are you still getting the weird echoing? Okay, Brad says the echo is gone. Okay. All right, so what is going on that is somehow putting out audio even though I don't have it set that way? Brad, I hope the treatment's going well. I haven't kept up with you lately. I'm just checking to see if maybe for some reason there is an extra an extra audio channel in here because this is so weird. All right. So I know that there should be a music background. Let me just double check and make sure it's just music. Okay, so that says system sound. So that shouldn't affect anything from my microphone because it's just pulling music on its own. So weird. A new kidney on May 19th. I'm so excited for you, Brad. I know you've been waiting forever. I hope everything goes swimmingly, and I'm so excited for you. I'm sure you can't wait. Counting down the days, I'm sure. All right, so I don't have any of my cameras on, and you say that you can actually hear. Danny says, come in, Mars, come back. We're receiving you, Mars. Too funny. Oh. Dixie says it's perfect. Okay, so the sound is good with my cameras off. I don't even understand that because how are you getting audio from me if I don't even have an audio channel? Ooh, I just realized something. There must be an override. Okay, I'm going into settings now. There must be an audio thing that is, oh, and actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I just realized I've got, here, I'm gonna switch over to a different setting. Okay, and this is probably gonna be all of this again. Let me come back to the other one, and I'll just remove one little thing since we figured out the other one. All right, so I'm going to remove this. Let's see, where are we? So remove this, and I'm going to add this. So there's some computer model information just for kids. I'm just logging off the computer because I realize I'm hogging computer time in the middle of the night unnecessarily, which is so funny. Bear with me for 2 seconds and then we'll figure out. Okay, so Dixie says you can hear me perfectly and the music. And Danny says, but you've got theme music in the background. Well, that was the idea. I wanted to have a little ambient music in the background just to kind of, you know, occupy that extra space. All right. Okay, so I have logged off the other computer. I'm like doing so many things right now. You guys are troopers for hanging with me. And I am almost there to troubleshoot some more. I'm so glad y'all are saying, oh, that's not what I meant to do. This right here, let's look at the city of Austin. We're not drizzling yet. We've got overcast skies, 10-mile visibility. Just checking the latest observations here for Austin, and I'm waiting for drizzle. Let me pop up radar scope just for kicks, and I will put it into motion. It's on super high sensitivity clear air mode because the curiosity is, will we see drizzle develop yet again tonight? That is the question. So interesting. I'm trying to figure this all out. All right, you guys will have my full attention in just a second. But at least I'm glad that the reverb isn't happening again. I think there may be an override where instead of having individual channels of audio, I think it's kind of a master channel, and I think that's why you can still hear me even though I have all my cameras turned off, so it's very weird. But that's why we're here to figure it out in the middle of the night. So thanks for hanging in. Okay, so where were we? Okay, so now back to the mystery. All right, so I'm checking my audio stuff. Let's see. Audio mixer. I'm gonna check this. I'm just going to settings. Okay, so default microphone, default speakers, stream only audio. Okay, so here we go, default microphone. Okay, do you guys hear me now? Because what I did is I took the master audio I took away, and then I added back the camera. Oh, okay, I think it's working. Okay, so are you hearing reverb? Yes or no? Oh, Fred says yes. Okay, so you're hearing the reverb again. Curses. Okay, so we're back to echoing again. Bummer. Oh, Fred says no. Bob says yes. Help. Okay. Are we getting no echo? Okay, thank you, Dixie. I should not ask for yes or no questions because obviously I can interpret it wrong. Okay. So this is good. Okay, so we have one camera back and you have no echo. And you're still able to hear the theme music in the background? Someone let me know that you're hearing me and you're hearing music. And then once we've confirmed that, then I'm gonna add the Skippy camera again. Okay, Bob says no echo, that's good. Sylvia says background music. You guys are the best. Okay, thank you. All right, now I'm gonna add Skippy camera. So what I determined is in the audio settings, there was a global audio that was on. So what I did is I took that off. Okay, Dixie says you can see me and hear me perfectly. Okay, yes. You guys have no idea what the last 24 hours have been like. So 24 hours ago, Facebook was like, we don't think that we think your account has suspicious activity. Oh, long story short, but I had to go back through and you know how you'd jump through all the hoops to determine whether, where they want to make sure you do all the security protocol, where you have to figure out all the letters that are oddly configured that take you 15 times to do right. They made me do all of the two-factor. I did two-factor authentication stuff where you have to get codes to enter. They made me change my password. They made me change my email that I use for my account. And then once it was all done, I was like, yay, life is good. And then they wouldn't let me on this program that I use in order to do Facebook Live, and they said they couldn't authorize. So I went to bed last night and I was like, oh, I'll figure it out in the morning. So this morning I wake up and I can't get into my account. And so I keep trying to get into my account, and then it's temporary block. So anyway, my Facebook relationship right now is kind of on the outs, but at least I'm back. Okay, so anyway, I digress. We have, Bob says change the background music to ZZ Top. See, that's where things get tricky, is there are copyright rules. So I am using what is it? It's music that can be placed on streams without having any copyright infringement. So unfortunately, no matter how much I wish I could have Sharp Dressed Man in the background, I can't, so there. Okay, but it's good. We have made it to the point of my camera and my audio coming through with the background music, so that's good. Okay, next up, I do have choices though. There are some other music tracks I could throw in there. I can do Danny, I was in Facebook jail. I have been released, and look where that's gotten me. like to this crazy thing. How's this royalty she get it? I was gonna say the 3 choices of free, non-copywritten, like available to use audio categories are EDM, like electronic dance music, lo-fi, and hip-hop. So this particular track is one of those. I think it's from the lo-fi. But if you want me to mix it up, we can throw some hip hop in from time to time. We can jam to this a little bit. Although it's so funny, you can hear the audio. I don't hear it at all, which is why you guys are helping me out. All right, so now let's add in, I digress, let's add in Skippy Cam. All right, there he is. Oh, look at him. He's like, Mom is just yammering on. All right, so now, do you hear the echo now that I have the Skippy Cam up? Let me know if you can hear me with no echo or if you hear me with echo. I'm waiting. Echo or no echo? Danny says I must have reverberated. Stop. Dixie says no echo. Have we figured this out? Brad says no echo. Connie says no echo. Okay. Praise Jesus. Hallelujah. No echo. It only took us how long to figure this out? Okay. So the bottom line is there's a global audio that I had to turn off. It is now off, and now the individual cameras control the audio. So I have Skippy Cam right there set to no audio. I have this cam that you guys are watching right now set to my audio. And victory is ours. Do you guys want to hear about the weather, or should we just continue on this like crazy little, well, let's talk about the weather. So first things first, let's go back over here. The reason I had it on radar scope, this isn't really rain, but sometimes you can look really carefully to try and ascertain whether there's any patchy drizzle or anything like that that might possibly be trying to fall. There is a chance that we can see a little bit of drizzle, but as of yet, it's pretty quiet out there. All right, now let's pull up another source and we'll kind of take a look at the big picture. Oh, you know what, Dixie, I just realized I did it, but only your comments are coming in from YouTube on the stream. The comments from Facebook, I'm still having to look down and look at my phone. So that's what I'm gonna have to troubleshoot for next time, which I think I can only do that. I don't know if I can do that while I'm actively doing the stream, so we'll figure that out next time. At least we figured out the audio and the fact that you guys can see Skippy sleeping. So even if you're bored to tears by hearing whatever I'm hearing, you can just glance down at the bottom of the screen and go, oh, look at Skippy while he's sleeping, right? Right, okay. So let's look at the big picture, shall we? I'm gonna go ahead and pop up the main radar. By the way, if you hear me cough or any of that, it's because the oak pollen is still dreadfully high. All right, so here is the lay of the land tonight on a very late Wednesday night / Thursday morning. It was interesting earlier, the Storm Prediction Center had Oklahoma in a slight risk of severe thunderstorms that did not materialize. You know why? Because it was a very conditional situation, very much based on the cap breaking, and it did not. But there is, off into West Texas, a dry line, and we're going to see kind of daily dry line possible storms, which probably are not going to make it into Austin. So at best, we may see some patchy drizzle develop in the mornings, and even that's not a guaranteed thing, but we'll just go with the possibility of some patchy drizzle, especially on Thursday morning, to a lesser extent, I think, Friday and Saturday mornings. But basically, it's pretty quiet otherwise. The storm system that's going to be our next big weather maker is still way out in the Pacific. So this guy right here is going to pull onshore, and actually the biggest part of it is going to be pulling through the northern tier of the United States. But there's going to be a trailing cold front that pushes through, and we're talking Sunday night into Monday. And so with it, that's where I'm hoping we can finally get in on some much needed rain. All right, so let's take a look at some computer model data since we're here already. I'm going to go with the GFS computer model first. And we're going to take a look at the rain chances. Okay, so let me step through time and I don't know if I can loop through it or if I actually have to, I think I can loop through it. Let me just double check. So we want the latest data. Surely I don't have to have this whole thing up here. I think I can cycle through without it. There we go. We'll skip this over. There we go. Okay, so I just want to work through time. Here's Saturday evening. Here's Saturday at 10 p.m. Oh, and I'm just realizing you guys are not seeing everything that I am seeing. So I'm going to have to tweak this display just a smidgen so you can see the top of the screen. Or I think if maybe I can push this down. Let me see. Oh, there we go. All right, here. I'm going to make it big enough to where you can see the top screen because that way you can see the times. It's not fair for me to see everything and you not to be able to see what I'm looking at. Okay. So I think that'll do the trick. Okay, and I'm just going to move this over here. So these are the times right here. Oh, sorry, it's not letting me draw it. Right up there, see how it says 1 a.m. Wednesday at the very top? That's how you know what the timing is. So go ahead and clear this off, and we're going to work through time. So obviously we're waiting for the rain. Okay, so this is Friday night. Let's go to Saturday evening. Here is Sunday at 1 a.m. And so one of the things we've been looking at is initially there may be some development along the dry line and then a cold front comes through later. Let me go ahead and take off the fronts and their current positions. We'll take that off. That way it doesn't interfere with looking ahead to our next weather event. So we're looking at Sunday at 1 a.m. and now let's advance to 4 a.m. and then here's 7 a.m. So by about 7 in the morning on Sunday, we're seeing not a ton of action, but we're seeing some shower and thunderstorm activity up in North Texas, southeast Oklahoma, etc., etc. Dixie wants to have the soft, gentle rain for a couple of days. I would love that myself. And then, so now let's look ahead to, excuse me, 10 a.m. on Sunday, and then 1 o'clock, and now 4 o'clock. So all the way through like Sunday afternoon, we're still kind of in that just waiting for storms to fire mode. And the majority of the action is to our north and west. But by about 10 o'clock Sunday, we'll zoom in a little bit more, we may be lucky enough to start to see some rain move into the hill country. So this is going to be ahead of the cold front itself, but at least we're kind of getting going. And so that's 10 p.m. on Sunday. So let's look to the overnight. Here we go with Monday at 1 a.m. So this is finally looking somewhat promising. We've got legitimate thunderstorm potential in the hill country. So this is Llano County right here, and San Saba, and Burnett, and Gillespie, and Mason, and Blanco. So all through those areas in the hill country, there might actually be potential storms. Dixie says, you're in Kerrville. Yay, shout out to Kerrville. That's right, I remember you talking about that the other day. So there, we'll make it so big that you can actually see. You may actually cash in on some much needed moisture as we head toward the overnight hours Sunday into Monday. I sure hope so. Right now, I don't think we're going to see severe weather, but there might be some strong storms. And we're looking days and days out, but anytime you get in on some of these oranges and some of these yellows, that can be consistent with some stronger storms. But just because of the upper level energy being so far to our north, that's why I don't think that it's going to be a big severe weather risk kind of day. Things could change, but that's kind of where I stand right now. All right, so let's look ahead a little bit more. Here's 4 a.m. on Monday, and you'll notice, excuse me, that the coverage of showers and thunderstorms is not quite as good, which if you're in Austin, you're looking at this and saying, really, don't do this to me, Mother Nature. And then as we head towards 7 a.m., you see what this computer model is doing? Meh. It actually is pretty much losing a lot of its steam. Here's a wider view. The actual cold front itself still off to the north here, but that initial surge of showers and thunderstorms might, if this computer model pans out, might end up kind of fizzling as it pushes toward the Austin area. So let's see what else is in store as we make our way toward 10 a.m. Monday, not too exciting. Here's 1 p.m. and here's 4 p.m. So the plot thickens. We may see some thunderstorms if this computer model is correct. We may see some new thunderstorms develop in the afternoon across central Texas, which that would kind of be nice to have some, have more than one chance of moisture coming at us. Here's 7 p.m. and by this time it looks like the majority of the heavier rainfall chances are going to be south and east of Austin. And now let's look ahead to Monday night and into Tuesday. So by that point, we are pretty much done with this. Okay, so now that I've got you all excited, let's see how much rain that could potentially turn into. So I'm going to pull the total precipitation, and we're going to go through, this is through 4 a.m. on Tuesday. So let's take a closer look at how much rain this particular computer model is forecasting. And in order to see this, I don't know if I'm able to query it or if there's actually a legend. I guess this legend up here. Okay, so it's showing the green as about 0.8, 0.9 inches. Oh, I know how I can do it. I do the inspector tool. Here we go. Okay. So it's showing about 2/3 of an inch of rain for Austin. Dixie says possibilities. Yeah, I'm with ya. So maybe about 2/3 of an inch of rain in Austin, which is better than nothing. Since Dixie's watching from Kerrville, it's giving you about 1.5 inches of rain, which would be glorious. Folks down in southwest side of San Antonio, look at this. It's given them close to 4 inches of rain. Goodness. Fredericksburg, about 1.3 inches. Up toward northwest Mason County, which has been so parched, 2.7 inches. Up into Brady, 2.7. And so honestly, the areas that actually get thunderstorms may do pretty well in the rain department. What about Round Rock? About 1/2 inch. Florence, about, a little more than 1/2 inch. Burnett, about 0.6 inches. Bastrop, you may luck out, showing some spots a little bit more than 1 inch of rain. Let's head to Fayette County, about 1 inch. Lee County, about 1 inch. And Milam County, about 0.82 of an inch. So I'm going to pull out really wide. Look in southeast Oklahoma. There could be a good amount of spots that see over 4 inches of rain potentially. And this is going to be from now through early Tuesday associated with that cold front. So potentially widespread 2 to 4 inch rainfalls in a swath from the side of the west side of Fort Worth all the way up towards southeast Oklahoma, in and around Austin, at least a half an inch. Areas in the western hill country over an inch, and spots near San Antonio could see quite a bit more. Okay, but before you get too excited, it's only fair for us to look at a different computer model just so that we don't, totally get too hyped up. So let's look at the European computer model, just for comparison's sake, to see if we might be fortunate enough to see an equivalent amount. So let's go ahead and head through time to the same increment of time. So here's Tuesday, 4 a.m. And you know what? We might be in business. This might work out okay. All right, so let's do another check. The European computer model is actually giving 1.6 inches to Austin. Let's take a little closer look. Fredericksburg, 3 inches of rain. Kerrville, about 2 1/4 inches of rain. Let's go up to Mason, about 1 1/4 inches. Llano, about 1.5 inches. Burnet, about 1.5 inches. Round Rock, 1.5 inches. I mean, this is pretty good stuff. Johnson City and Blanco areas, 2, a little bit less toward Blanco. And in contrast to the other computer model that had that huge maxima southwest of San Antonio, the European computer model is only giving about 3/4 of an inch to areas southwest of San Antonio, but right around 1 inch of rain in San Antonio proper. Let's go out to Fayette County, about 1.25 inches. Lee County, about 1 inch. Milam County, a little bit more than 1 inch. I'll widen things out so you can see there are some pretty big areas of higher potential rain, 3.5 inches southwest of the DFW area. And even in Dallas, looks like 2 to 3 inches of rain. Up into southeast Oklahoma, 4.4, 2.7. I mean, so we're definitely seeing some pretty good rainfall potential. I sure hope it pans out, I really do. Let's go ahead and kind of step through the actual potential precipitation. Let's see, do they on this computer model? No, I think I just have to do precip rate. So let's step through time again and show and see when the rain gets heaviest. Take that part off. So this is Saturday. There's Sunday, Monday. Okay, so it looks like the heaviest rain per the European computer model is going to be approaching overnight Sunday into early Monday. And then this is 7 a.m., here's 10 a.m., 1 p.m., and 4 p.m. So pretty much everything winds down by Monday afternoon. Colby, what's going on? You say you and your little brother watch every night. Thank you so much for watching, especially tonight when I'm just doing a whole bunch of willy-nilly stuff. But at the very least, we've figured it out, which is awesome. One thing that hadn't been consistent with some of my previous streams is occasionally I see you guys with your comments on YouTube, but lately they haven't been showing up. So I was trying to fix that, and in the process, that's how I somehow managed to have Facebook comments not show. So ideally, I need to be able to see both Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. But thank you so much for checking in. By the way, this is what I should be doing. See what this little guy's doing down there? That's what I should be doing too. Is getting a little bit of sleep. He is sleeping like a baby, that little guy. So anyway, let's hope that we can actually manage to get in on some nice rainfall totals. I'm somewhat encouraged just in looking at these couple of things I saw. Let's see. I don't think any of these other computer models go out far enough yet. So it's just the GFS, the European computer model, that are showing what could potentially develop as we head out toward Sunday night and into Monday morning. Worth looking at as well is look at the severe thunderstorm risks over the next 7 days. And right now, that Sunday night, excuse me, Sunday night into Monday period is not highlighted. Right now, predictability too low for Sunday, April 24th, and predictability too low for Monday, April 25th. So unlike some of our severe weather events that have been a little bit more obvious, if you will, honestly, this one doesn't scream to me that we're going to see severe weather here. I think that the bit better risk and higher potential will be well to our north. But something to keep in mind is on Saturday, there could be severe thunderstorms farther to the north. Even on Friday, there's an enhanced risk. Let's take a closer look at that. For Friday, April 22nd, there is a 2% tornado risk, which does include portions of northwest Texas Panhandle. Oak is going to be the death of me, by the way. And all the way up north into portions of South Dakota. So that'll be a spot to keep tabs on. Wind damage potential is actually quite high as well, a 30% probability being highlighted within the red zone here. And hail risk looks like it's highest way up to the north into portions of South Dakota, western Minnesota, with a 30% risk of large hail. So that takes us through Friday. And Thursday, there's a little 5% maxima for possible tornadoes, including portions of Kansas and northern Oklahoma. So a couple of different things to keep tabs on. I think it's time for me to call it a night. For one, I need to go get some water. The oak pollen, honestly, is so bad. And I've been hanging in there, but it comes and goes, and if I don't drink a lot of liquid, then my throat really starts to get dry. Which is what's happening, especially since I've been talking for a while. But you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for helping me troubleshoot tonight. And we'll just keep tabs on things. So far, I don't know if we're getting any drizzle yet. It looks, this is on clear air mode, so basically in order for us to get drizzle, we have to have the temperature and the dew point reach saturation, which, let's see if anybody's reporting drizzle. So Llano is cloudy, Kerrville, since you're watching Dixie, Kerrville 71, still a southerly wind at 15 gusting to 21, no drizzle yet. Let's see, but clouds are here. Georgetown at 73, Taylor 73, the airport is 73, clouds in Austin at 74. No drizzle being reported as of yet from any of the observations. So I have a hunch that we'll see some start to develop, at least as we head toward early into daybreak. But that is it for now. Thank you guys again. Made my night, and I will continue kind of plugging away, troubleshooting on some other stuff as well. Cast updates at cbsaustin.com/weather. And on social media as well, as long as Facebook doesn't put me in jail. Thank God to be out of Facebook jail. It is a good thing. All right. And with that, ta-ta for now. Oh, it's good to see the big picture of Skippy. So sweet. Anyway, you guys take care. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you again next time. And hopefully now that I got the whole global audio thing figured out, we'll spend much less time fumbling around and more time just kind of like doing our thing. Practice makes perfect, right?